And we are back. We are speaking with Brenda Swanson, campaign manager for Charlie Garrett, about his chances in the upcoming election. Welcome, Ms. Swanson.
Thank you, Tom. It's great to be here.
Ms. Swanson, your candidate's double-digit lead has narrowed to a veritable dead heat. Do you still think he has a shot?
I absolutely do. Charlie is easily the most qualified candidate in this race. He has a strong record of leadership, well-thought-out ideas, and most importantly, he is easily the tallest boy in the 3rd grade.
He is very tall for his age. Yet many people have criticized your son for negative advertising in this upcoming student body election, especially his opponent, Bobby Carbone.
That is ludicrous, Tom. There is no basis for such a claim.
How about this poster that was hung in the school lunchroom? It reads, Bobby Carbone is a dirty bastard. Not negative?
Not at all. It is a well-known fact among the students at West Valley Grade School that Bobby Carbone was conceived and born out of wedlock, which by definition makes him a bastard, and he's dirty. We are just getting the facts to the voters, unlike his smear campaign.
You are, of course, referring to the controversial Charlie Garrett Smells Like a Parrot advertisement. Let's have a look.
Charlie Garrett smells like a parrot. If the parrot pooped, then he'd wear it. I am Bobby Carbone, and I approve this message.
My Charlie is allergic to all tropical birds and their fecal matter. Who's using negative campaigning now, Tom?
James Carville, you're heading up Bobby Carbone's team. Is this negative advertising?
Nah, of course it ain't. It's about as negative as multiplying -2 times -2. You get positive 4. What for? I'll tell you what for. Now, if you look at them schoolyard polls, you'll see that Charlie Garrett is seen as a liar, an opportunist, and a big fat stupid head.
That is ridiculous. Charlie has the support of the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th grades, and Julie McCarthy, who is the most popular girl in school.
She is all that. Is it safe to say that this election comes down to 2 simple ideas? Bobby Carbone thinks school does a lot of good, while Charlie Garrett says school is the problem.
Now, look, down in Louisiana we have a saying. Just because it's got a wiener don't make it a donkey. Could be a she-mule. Now that's screwed up. And so is Charlie Garrett.
Fair enough. Ms. Swanson, are you concerned at all about the Latino vote?
Not at all, Tom. Charlie is best friends with Luis.
Very good. Here to offer us some expert analysis about the tone of this election, we welcome political activist and the only man who can be both fat and skinny at the same time, Reverend Al Sharpton.
Thank you, Tom. It's good to be black.
And best-selling conservative author and all-around awful person, Ann Coulter.
Thank you, Tom. I just ate a kitten backstage.
Reverend Sharpton, this race is getting intense. Is this a negative election?
Unequivocally, yes. This is becoming the norm for these democratic processes. It's all about fear and hate. I say, call him a booger eater. Say he will take away your chocolate milk at snack time. Spread lies about his recess appointments. I say it's disgusting. Whatever happened to the dignified discourse amongst the grade schoolers?
Ann Coulter, your thoughts?
Boogers and chocolate milk? Is this an argument or Al's dinner menu?
That's a good one, man. That's a good one, yeah.
The fact is, this is not a negative election. This is an election. And it's nothing compared with what happens at pep rallies, parent-teacher conferences, and field days. If Bobby Carbone wants to lead West Valley Grade School, he's gonna have to pull on his big boy pants over top his other big boy pants.
James, is Bobby Carbone ready to lead?
A gator guts called bayou butter?
I think it's interesting that Bobby Carbone's supporters are complaining about negativity when he is the one who first questioned whether Charlie Garrett was born in his school district.
Ms. Swanson, you have had no problem questioning Bobby Carbone's birth history. What about your candidate? Was Charlie Garrett born in this school district?
Tom, this is old news. We have answered this school district question 1,000 times, and every time we give the exact same emphatic answer.
Which is?
That we have answered the question.
And that answer was?
That we answered it.
And what was the answer?
I just gave it to you.
You're not going to answer me, are you?
Of course I am.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the phones. Jonathan from West Valley, you're on the air.
Hi, Tom. This is Jonathan from Mrs. Jones's class. Long-time watcher, first-time caller. I'm a small business owner. I made a little robot factory out of paper cups and Q-tips. Bobby Carbone says that I didn't build it. I'm angry. He saw me do it in art class.
James, what do you have to say to little Jonathan?
Oh, well, look, see, now, I just think it's puppy dogs and cream cheese that he's able to build his own robot factory and make robots and sell robots, and that's great. The fact is that he didn't buy those paper cups, he didn't buy those Q-tips, the school did, right? And just like the school paid for the chair that he sits in, the desk that he works at, and that little carpet square that he pees on during nap time.
You're ugly. I love you, Young Coulter.
Well, we are almost out of time. Last words. Al Sharpton?
Travesty.
Excuse me?
Travesty. It's a word I just made up. It's sham and travesty at the same time. And that's what I think about this election. Travesty, trademark, Al Sharpton.
And Coulter?
I admire Charlie Garrett's courage in taking strong positions. It's like his pro-nerd beating campaign and harsh cloakroom time for paste eaters. Under Baby Carbone, this school body would crumble and go the way of a Montessori school, or worse, a friend's school.
James Carville?
Down in Louisiana, we have a saying, a shrimp is just a sexy crawfish playing hard to get.
Miss Brenda Swanson?
My Charlie is a good and smart boy who thinks that school is a fine thing, but too much school is a bad thing. I would like to close with some baby pictures of him.
Oh, come on now, that ain't fair.
He's like a kid.
Baby pictures, I love baby pictures.
Such a handsome fella. And speaking of handsome fellas, stay tuned for Rachel Maddow. Let's get a preview. Rachel.
Hey, coming up next on the Rachel Maddow Show, Charlie Garrett's claims of climbing to the top of the monkey bars in 3.5 seconds have come under scrutiny. Bobby Carbone still refuses to release his last 5 report cards, and we'll look at how the rich kids are pooling their lunch money to manipulate this election in the wake of Kindergartners United. All this and my shoulder pads coming up after the show. Tom?
Thank you, Rachel. We'll continue this discussion tomorrow from the teacher's point of view. Joining us will be school principal Bill Johnson, the first grader's pet rabbit, Mr. Whiskers, and former Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. Thank you. Good night.